Hello Logic language learners, welcome back to the channel. Now this is quite a hardcore grammar, well not so much grammar, more vocabulary lesson for those of you who want it. If this is your first experience of Logic language learning, it might be quite a hard video, so I'm just saying to bear that in mind. This is not really a systems or a patterns video, it's just getting you to really think about what you're saying and to throw in some new vocabulary, which is pretty complex at times, okay? So that's just the warning, but all of this is fantastic, especially for those of you who are now at the intermediate stage and need to know these things, because as I always say, if you're learning French and you've already got a way of saying something, that's great, but you're still going to encounter these other words when people use them with you. Okay, so let's crack on. So today's video is on the word ever, when we have whenever, whoever, whatever, whichever. Okay, and we will see the variety of structures that brings up. Okay, so bear with me, let's get through this. Get yourself a coffee. Do not get yourself a cigarette, I despise smoking, but off we go. So, right, the first one is whenever, which is quite an easy one. So let's think when we say whenever, okay? So we can either say, and as per normal, all of the examples will be underneath and they will be written they will be typed in the description. Like I say every time, the description box, the little down arrow underneath the screen is sometimes a bit hidden for those of you who use this on the iPad or the iPhone or an Android, okay, rather than a laptop per se. So whenever, so let's think of the examples, and the examples that I have used, if you need to go and check some of these, if you want to look on the forums for more examples, I've deliberately used today the examples from wordreference.com. So I've collated all the information for you, I've done you a nice text underneath, basically with the bulk of the summary. But if you want to go and look at any of these words yourself, do please go and do that. So I've tried to find a reputable website that you can then go and just read some more on this one, because some of these are a little bit, you know, they're not everyday, they're not vocabulary that you will use all the time. So, whenever. Okay, so he can call me whenever, I don't mind, good. So we are saying it doesn't matter when. So think about the idea of whenever, it doesn't matter when, okay? So first things first, if you were trying to get out of the problem and you didn't know how to say that, he can call me when he wants, yeah? So let's think about going around that. Il peut m'appeler quand il veut, but our word for whenever in this case is n'importe quand. It doesn't matter when. N'importe qui would be, it doesn't matter who. You've heard these n'importe before, okay? So n'importe quand. So he can call me whenever. Il peut m'appeler n'importe quand. Yeah, il peut m'appeler n'importe quand. Another expression we have is à tout moment, which is kind of like, think about the idea. One is saying it doesn't matter when he calls me, or he can call me at any moment, at any time, à tout moment. Personally, n'importe quand is one I would use more often. Yeah, you can n'importe quand. Yeah, rather than à tout moment. À tout moment is a little bit more, I'm ready whenever. It's a little bit more engaged. Yeah, rather than whenever. Yeah, n'importe quand. Good, so that's quite an easy one. Let's progress to whichever. Okay, trust me, they get more complicated. So whichever. Now, whichever brings up the subjunctive, because we've done the subjunctive, and if you're watching this video then you are pretty comfortable on the subjunctive, I would imagine, because otherwise it would be quite a high level of French for you, which is fine. If you're not at the subjunctive, press stop, go and watch a subjunctive video, and the subjunctive videos, go back through the videos, find them, and then come and join us again. You'd be very welcome. So if you're saying whichever, you know, whichever you want to go with, you're not actually going with either of those two yet. So it's kind of the hypothetical, which is what gets us into the subjunctive. So for example, which, as you know, is quel, like which person, quelle personne, which city, quelle ville. So the formal whichever is quel que soit, quel que soit. And your quel could obviously be spelled differently according to whether it's masculine or feminine, etc. Quel que soit, quel que soit. Okay? Take a table or a booth, whichever you prefer. So prenez une table ou une cabine, ce qui vous convient le mieux. What suits you the most? So when you're saying whichever you prefer, you're saying which suits you the most. Ce qui vous convient, yeah? Which one suits you the most? Which is a nice way round, okay? So we've also got where we had our peu importe earlier and our n'importe quand. We've got qu'importe, qu'importe, yeah? So whichever is qu'importe. Whichever bank you use, qu'importe banque, no, whichever. This is more common before a noun. So whichever the bank that you use, yeah, whatever bank you use, whichever the bank, qu'importe la banque, yeah. So oral French will say peu importe la banque. It doesn't matter which bank, peu importe la banque, qu'importe la banque. A little bit more formal, okay. So quel que soit, qu'importe. So whatever bank you will use, you will have to pay fees. Yeah? Qu'importe la banque que vous utiliserez, vous devrez payer des frais. Okay? Whoever. So we've got this word quiconque, which will come up, which has come up, you know, with quelconque, quiconque, whatever. Quiconque comes after your question element word. So quiconque after the qui, quelconque after the quel. So whoever. We've also got the subjunctive element again, whichever that one it be. Yeah, again, whoever that it might be, because you've again not got anything definitely happening. So you've got quiconque, yeah, doesn't matter who. Qui que ce soit, yep. We've also got quoi que ce soit, which is whatever. Which we will come to. Okay, so you do have these two different methods. So qui que ce soit or qui que. So whoever gets the job as the new CEO. CEO is the head of a company. For those of you that don't know, Chief Executive Officer. In French, we say PDG. I hope Président Directeur Général. I hope all the staff will respect them. So whoever as a person. So quiconque. Yeah, quiconque representing the person, so quiconque aura le poste de PDG, président directeur général. Quiconque aura le poste de PDG aura, je l'espère, le respect de tout le personnel. So whoever will have the post, the job as the CEO, will have, I hope, the respect of all the staff. Quiconque, okay? Equally then we can say whoever it may be, might be, who will have the job, we don't know. So we have to use the hypothetical subjunctive. Qui que ce soit. So qui que ce soit, qui aura, whoever it might be, who will have. So we've got one key for whoever it might be, then the key that links that person to the verb. So qui que ce soit, qui aura le poste. Okay? Quiconque aura le poste, you're probably really liking right now. You're probably thinking this is a lot easier. Okay, but to stress all of this is exam material to really show off. If I was saying this orally in French, I'd say celui qui aura le poste, the one that has the job, yeah, or peu importe qui aura le poste, it doesn't matter who has the job, no difference, peu importe qui aura le poste, or ça change pas grand chose, it doesn't change a lot, celui qui aura le poste, the one that has the job. So this is very formal. Quiconque aura le poste de PDG aura, je l'espère, le respect de tout le personnel. Okay? Now, if it's invite whoever, again, what you're saying is, again, invite who you want. So there's two ideas in this video. The one is to try and use these on purpose, and the other one is you're thinking of the word whoever, whenever, whatever, whichever in English, and you're thinking, well, I just need to say that in French. I'm not actually that concerned about making it that elegant. So if you're saying oh, invite whoever, you're basically saying invite who you want. Invite qui tu veux. Yeah? Whoever you are, whoever you might be, I don't know who you are, so it's hypothetical. Qui que vous soyez, partez. Yeah? Yeah, whoever you are, leave. Yeah? Qui que vous soyez, partez. Okay? Good. So those different options there, the one I would really single out to try and use is to get the things I would single out to try and retain are the conque word after the question, so quiconque, which we will see later in quelconque, the subjunctive ce soit, so qui que ce soit, whoever it might be, or quoi que ce soit, which is what we're going to see later. Those are the two principal ideas, as well as going round the topic. Okay, whatever. Okay, so whatever. We've talked about in the previous video with anything you want kind of thing. Would be, and when I say previous, I mean if you're watching these in order on the A-level series. Alternatively, I mean the video which is on anything, everything, something, and nothing. Okay. So, whatever you want is basically all that you want. Yeah, tout ce que tu veux. Yeah, tout ce que tu veux. We can do whatever you want. Nous pouvons faire tout ce que vous voulez. Now, this is the subtle idea, as I said in the last video, between we can do what you want and we can do whatever you want. The sky's the limit, the open. So it's open. So nous pouvons faire ce que vous voulez. We can do what you want, and that's perhaps one to be comfortable with right now. And as I said in the other video, ce que is the word we use for what when we're linking two people's verbs. So I like, you speak, you say, I like what you say. And the word what is not one of our question whats. It's not qu'est-ce que, it's not quel, it's not, what day, quel, it's not quoi at the end of a sentence, you do what, tu fais quoi. It's not que fais-tu, it's none of the other whats we've encountered. It's basically what when it's not a questioning what and it's linking to clauses. I like what Luc says. J'aime ce que Luc porte. So you can say we can do what we like. Nous pouvons faire ce que nous aimons. Nous pouvons faire ce que vous voulez, what you want. But if the idea is whatever you want, it's a little bit more globally encompassing, then that will be the tout ce que, all that. And as I said in the previous video, you can't say tout que in French. So all that I want, in English all I want a lot of the time, we won't bother saying that. Tout ce que rather than tout que. Tout ce que je veux, all I want. Okay? Tout ce que je veux, c'est que tu sois content. All I want is for you to be happy. Tout ce que je veux, c'est que tu sois content. Okay, so this is really pushing more than ever at this level the importance of knowing what you're saying in English, thinking of other ways around it, and really thinking very importantly about who is doing what and why. Okay, so whatever, as in no matter what, I say, yeah. Quoique. And again, we're bringing up the idea of the subjunctive because it's hypothetical. Whatever I hypothetically say, she always says the opposite. Quoique je dise. Now, this is a nice one to remember because this is quite short. So, quoique will remind us that we get the subjunctive there. Quoique. We've heard an expression earlier which will give us the subjunctive. Whatever it might be, quoi que ce soit. You can tell me anything. Whatever it might be, just tell me, I'd rather know. Quoi que ce soit. So quoique, whatever it might, brings up the subjunctive. So quoi que ce soit, whatever I say, quoi que je dise. So this is an important one. But again, you could just go, everything I say, she says the opposite. Tout ce que je dis, elle dit le contraire. It's not necessarily going to throw your essay off. It's not necessarily going to throw your meaning off speaking. But it's just one to have nicely for, to show off. Whatever the government does, quoi que le gouvernement fasse, so it's nice to have. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, we've talked about in the other video. If you mean it as in I don't mind, you've got ça m'est égal, which will be written underneath like everything else. That to me is equal. Remember the accent on the égal, the equal. Okay. Remember not to put an e on the égal because you're probably used to seeing également, more, equally. But in this case, it's the masculine adjective because, as you know, my eyebrow just twitched. God, I'm having such bad health today. As you know, c'est always takes the neutral, the masculine adjective. Yeah, it's beautiful, c'est beau, even if you were talking about a feminine thing. Okay, so whatever, peu importe, ça m'est égal. A little bit sort of rude would be je m'en fiche, I don't mind, or je m'en fous. I wouldn't write that in an essay then. Okay. Whatever you want, quand tu veux. Yeah, quand tu veux, if you like, whatever, comme tu veux. Enfin, moi, si tu veux, ouais, c'est ça, that's it, whatever, okay. Oh, it's also